Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to be teaching you guys some shortcuts and other tricks you can use to help improve your times on a 3x3, okay? So, when you're watching this video, I'm going to be assuming that you saw my first video on how to solve the cube, and now if you guys want to get faster at it, this is the tutorial for you, okay? So, I'm going to be showing you some random tricks, and they're not actually random, but they're going to be, on getting your cube solved faster for you so that you don't have to do it so much, okay? A lot of it will be doing moves backwards or no algorithms backwards and other things like that to reduce the amount of times you have to do a certain algorithm, which should help take down your time a little bit. So that's what I will be showing you in this video. And once you have some of this stuff down, or at least the stuff for the top layer, you can click the links in the description to go take a look at my Look OLL and Look PLL tutorial, okay? And that will help you some more, okay? So that's all I have to say here. So with that said, let's get to it. Okay, so the first trick I'm going to be showing you is this, okay? So let's say you get to the second step and you're going to put your corner in, but you notice that there's an edge already in its spot, okay? So what you can do instead of having to do the step later on is you can move the corner into another spot, okay? And one recommendation I do have for this here is you do it in one that doesn't have an edge in there. So if you have an edge like this in there, that'd be fine. Because let's say if there's another edge solved, you can do the same thing for that, and you don't want to mess that up, okay? So you just move it over there, and then you just apply the algorithm like normal, okay? And then you put it back. So that's one trick that you can take here, okay? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you right here is this, where these two edges need to be switched, and they're all oriented to the side it's on, and it could be a different side, of course. So that's what you get here, and if you want to do this without having to take these out and switching them around, just do R2, U2, R2, U2, R2, and that will solve all of the pieces right here, okay? So that will solve these here. So that's what you can do here. Okay, the next trick I'm going to show you is this right here, where we have an edge in here, but it's not in the right spot, okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to take it out with the corner and put it in, okay? So what you want to do is look for it here, and it does need to be in a way where you turn the bottom layer and this will match up with it, okay? So what we're going to do is you want to do this when you match it up. You want to go R, U, R prime, okay? And then you want to move this back to the spot where the edges match up with the centers, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to then move this over so that it's directly above where it needs to go, and then do R, U prime, R prime, and that will solve that edge without having to take it out and then put it back in, okay? So that's how you do that trick there. So let's get to the next trick. Okay, so now I'm going to be showing you guys some stuff on the OLL stage, okay? So this stuff that I'm going to show you here should reduce your times because you don't have to do as much work, okay? So we're going to start out with making the cross right here, okay? So the first trick I'm going to show you right here is where you get this case where they are across from each other. Normally you'd have to do the algorithm twice to get it solved, okay? But this time you can only do it once if you do it backwards, okay? So if you do it backwards right here, it will solve the edges without having to do it twice, okay? So the algorithm backwards is F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime, okay? And as you can see, that solved all of the edges in just one algorithm. Okay, if you get this case where there are no edges solved, there's no way we can do this in just one algorithm. So instead, just do the algorithm like normal and then do that one I just showed you, and that's how you will solve the cross from there. Okay, now on to the part where I'm going to show you some shortcuts where we figure out how to do these corners faster, okay? So now for the first one I'm going to show you right here is where there are no corners solved right here, okay? So we can do this in only two algorithms if we do it a little bit differently, okay? So for both this case right here where the corners are more like this, where they're right here and right here, and then there's this one where they're still right here, but this time they're like this, okay? So here's what we're going to be doing, okay? It's going to be the same thing for each one. You want to apply the algorithm right here where these two are on the side, and right here. So you want to apply the algorithm that you normally do, and that will solve one corner right here, which will then be your corner you'll have to use to solve the rest of the cube. So that's what I want you to do if you get or no corners solved at all. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you right here is where we have this case where there's only one corner solved, okay? Now, normally, when you do this, you'll do it right here, and if you see that there is a blue sticker right here, and you apply the algorithm, it'll all be solved, okay? But when it's over here, you'll have to do it a second time, okay? So instead of doing it twice, we're going to do the algorithm backwards, okay? So put your corner back here and do the algorithm backwards, and the algorithm backwards is R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, okay? And as you can see, that solved all the corners in only one algorithm. And if you get this case right here where there's only two corners solved, just do the algorithm like normal, and then you will get one of the cases that I showed you where it's either on this side or this side. So yeah, just apply it the exact same way I showed you for those two, and then just do the rest of it based on what I just showed you, okay? So that's all you have to do for if there's only two corners solved. So now that I've showed you all the tricks for OLL, now let's get on to PLL tricks. Okay, so for this case right here, where we look around the cube on this and we don't see any headlights, we're going to do a different algorithm that will solve all the corners in just one algorithm, okay? And this algorithm does have a pretty close amount of moves as doing that other algorithm I showed you twice, okay? So we're going to do this algorithm right here, and you can do this in any spot. It doesn't matter where you do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the cube up, and this is going to be the U face, okay? And the algorithm we're going to be doing is R, U prime, R prime, D, R, U, R prime, D prime, R, U, R prime, D, R, U prime, R prime, D prime, okay? And as you can see, all the corners are now solved on the cube. So that is how you're going to want to do that if there's no corner solved. So yeah, let's get to the next trick. Okay, the last case I'm going to show you is right here, okay? So we see there's an opposite edge right over there, and there's normally one here when you do the algorithm. So for this case, we'd normally have to do it twice, okay? But if we do it backwards, we only have to do it once, okay? So the algorithm backwards is R prime, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, U prime, R prime, U, R, U, R2. And as you can see, that solved all the edges without doing it twice. So yeah, that's all I have to say for this video on tricks. Hopefully this helped you guys improve your times on this on the cube. So yeah, if you want to see my full Look OLL and PLL tutorials, I'll put the links in the description. So yeah, thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video.